Hello students, I am Santosh Kumar Singh, your subject teacher of biology. In last video you have learned about the nervous system and today you will learn about the human brain and spinal cord. Before to start the topic, please stay at home and remain healthy. So let's start the topic, the human brain. As you know, the human brain is a typical structure of our body. It has outermost hard covering layer that is called skull, which is a bony, means made up of bones, and the skull is also called cranium. The brain is located in the cranial cavity. Brain is responsible for many of the qualities like thoughts, feeling, emotion, talents, memories, and other related to these things. The brain is highly organized organ that contains approximate 100 billion neurons and has mass of 1.4 kg. As I had told you, it is a bony covering layer, that is skull, and the other layer which is called meninges, and this meninges is made up of three layers, that is dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid. These are the part of the meninges. You can say the meninges is divided in three parts. Now the fluid is filled in this layer, that is called cerebrospinal fluid, which help to protect the brain from shocks and jerks. The human brain is mainly divided in three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain has two parts. In this picture, you can see easily the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. These are the three parts of the brain, and the forebrain is the largest part of the brain, and it has different parts. So let's understand the parts of the brain. There is three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain is responsible for main thinking part of brain, and it has two parts: cerebrum and olfactory lobe, and this has senses of smell: occipital lobe, visual area, parietal, frontal, and temporal lobe. These have different parts. In midbrain, it joins the forebrain into hindbrain, and the hindbrain also contain different parts like cerebellum, pons viruli, and medulla oblongata. Let's understand about the cerebrum. It is the part of forebrain, and it is responsible for the thought, memory, personality development, vision, and other sensation, as these things are required for your growth and your career. So this is the first part of the brain, that is cerebrum. Next, so what is the function? Forebrain control voluntary activity like seeing, hearing, movement of muscles, emotions, reasoning, and learning. These things are controlled by the forebrain. So this is the forebrain, and the next point is, that is midbrain. Many involuntary action like changes in size of pupil is a part of eye, and auditory impulses are controlled by midbrain. It connects forebrain to hindbrain. It also controls the reflex movement of head, neck, trunk, and eyes in response to visual and auditory muscles, yeah, neurons. So this is the responsible for these things. The next part is cerebellum. Cerebellum is the part of hindbrain. It is the second largest part of the brain and it is located at the back of the skull. So as you can see in this picture, it is located at the lowest or the back of the brain. Cerebellum coordinate and balance the action of muscles that the body can move gracefully and efficiency. It means it control the balance and posture and coordination. So cerebellum is a part of hindbrain which control posture and balance of body, while medulla oblongata, it is also part of hindbrain. It controls the involuntary action like vomiting, salivation, beating of heart, sneezing, coughing, blood pressure, etc. The pons varolai takes part in regulation of respiration. So these are the part of the hindbrain. The hindbrain has two parts. Hindbrain is also known as brainstem. It has two parts, upper and lower. Upper has the diencephalon and lower part has the medulla oblongata, pons varolai and the midbrain. The difference between the cerebrum and cerebellum, we mostly confuse two, cerebrum and cerebellum. Cerebrum is the part of forebrain, therefore the cerebellum is the part of hindbrain. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and it covers the entire head region. Therefore, cerebellum is a part of hindbrain and it is small in size. Now let's start the spinal cord. As you know, the brain is continuous to spinal cord. Spinal cord has different parts such as cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral and coccygeal. These are the nerve cells which arises from the spinal cord. What is the reflex action? The sudden action is called reflex action and the path which taken by the reflex action is called reflex arc. As you are seeing in this picture, when we touch the hot object from our hand, our hand back, it moves to back side because of reflex action. So what is the reflex action? It is a sudden, unconscious, involuntary, means automatic response to stimuli and it controlled by the spinal cord. You will surprise that it is not controlled by the brain, it is controlled by the spinal cord because there is no such time to control by the brain. And the path followed by the reflex action is called reflex arc. For example, we understand through the path, that is, first we take the stimulus. Stimulus means information from the environment. It receives by the receptor organ like skin. Then it transfer to spinal cord. Spinal cord takes the action and it transferred into the motor nerves. Then it transfer into the effector organs such as muscles. Then muscles takes the action against it. So what is the importance of reflex action? It produces immediate response to harmful stimulus. It reduces the overloading of brain. It increases the chance of survival of an organism. So there are 3 points which are important for the reflex action. So you have understand about the topic. So please stay at home, remain healthy. Tomorrow we will discuss about the new topic, that is a endocrine system related to our glands. These glands secrete